I was rubbing my girlfriend's head last night. She had a headache, which doesn't mean much, maybe, in normal times, and maybe doesn't mean much now. Except for that now, it does mean maybe. I kissed her head, gently said, "Baby, it's not COVID. You're fine." I rubbed her head so softly until she slept. I can't do that for my parents. They're 80, which maybe doesn't mean much, maybe in normal times, but now they're in danger. And I can't help. I can't send money. I can't dig a hole or write my congressman. I can't even go to see them. So this is what I do. I sit here and hope. I wash my hands and count to 20, sing happy birthday twice, play my games on Zoom, pretend we are in the same room, pretend I'm not baffled by what's happening, that my cells aren't rearranging at this sudden rearrangement, to see how suddenly everything stopped. Coffee shop across the street was the first thing to go. Next, our happy hour spot on the corner closed. Then I stopped hugging friends. Now I wash my credit card whenever I spend money. Don't put it back in your wallet, baby. That way we can clean it easier when we get home. Get to the garage, clothes off, straight to the shower. Don't touch your face. This is how we stay safe. We do nothing, which is everything. We stay home. This is how we show up. And at the same time, as I worry about my sick dad getting sicker, my friend's dad is told he has leukemia. Weeks at best. Days, maybe. And so he goes to do what sons must at a time like that, get on a plane and fly to his bedside, except at a time like this, he has to do what no son should. He has to think. His hand hovering briefly on the knob, foot trembling slightly on the gas, hesitating if only imperceptibly, because to be beside him now means getting on a plane with his young wife, who must be looking at the age difference differently now, if for no other reason than now it means her husband is 21 years closer to the vulnerable age in this, our new age of being vulnerable. And so they grab a cross-country flight. Masks on tight, seats Purell. They held their breath like we used to hold hands, just so she could stand with her vulnerable husband sitting beside his vulnerable father, who would otherwise die alone. Because some things should not be done by phone. And yet for so many, right now, that's all we have. In this moment, our hearts break at a distance. We fall apart on FaceTime, send Zoom links for last rites. Last night, I got an email from my friend Rachel. She wrote, "Day 9 of our quarantine and sick now. I'm taking care of my Elijah by myself. He's 5. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do." And as she talks about her son, I think of my best friend and his wife. 5 months pregnant after 4 miscarriages. I think of his daughter, 4 pounds, 6 ounces of victory. She who will be born with her fists up. And yet, because of COVID, he was told he may not be able to stand beside his wife, maybe. He may have to hear the first cry of his first child over Zoom. He may not be able to be in the room holding her hand, masked and at the ready, willing to stand to do what he must to keep his wife and child safe, because doing what he must at a time like this means doing what no one should at a time like that. And yet he will. Of course, whatever it takes, of course, to keep them safe, because that's all that any of us want. Fathers, new and old, sons, friends, wives, husbands, mothers, we just want to save each other, be saved, held aloft in the soft hands of another. We want to once again stand within 6 feet of each other. Like my girlfriend with the headache on the couch, she just wants to be safe. I told her it's not COVID, baby. But she heard maybe. So to reassure her, I let my thumb whisper softly to her forehead, lullabied my fingers through her hair until she slept. 3 hours later, I see the email from my friend. "This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do," she wrote. And in reading that, I thought of my girlfriend alone on the couch with no one to rub her head, and quickly I sent this email back that said, Rachel, we don't know each other that well. In different times, maybe I wouldn't write this email to hear that you were sick, but in different times, being sick would not mean maybe. I told her about my girlfriend, my baby, how I rubbed away her sickness softly until she slept. I told her, I am attempting to do that for you now. Told her from where I'm sitting in my office in LA to the Manhattan home where you stay, chest tightening as you lay breathing labored beside your son. I am there with you right now, rubbing my thumb along your head that same way, just trying to let you know you're not alone. That's what I'm telling the world right now. If you're hearing this poem from my heart to your home, I'm speaking to you, to whomever is lying in the darkness, chest tightening, staving off the maybe, trying to will the fever not to rise. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Wherever you are, I hear you. Whatever you're feeling, I'm feeling it with you. From all the 6 feet spaces that lie between us, I'm telling you, I'm near you. I'm here too. You're not alone. I'm right beside you, holding you gently, my thumb whispering softly to your forehead. You're safe now. I promise. Now sleep.